need from you. We need to be transformed and covered by you.
Am I overreacting, or did I miss the update that says all this is normal? A rap mogul accused of sex trafficking, exotic workers abuse, domestic violence, hanging out and partying with a priest?
Gene Deal, happy to have you back on the platform, man. It's been a while, man. I haven't had you on the platform in a long time, man.
Man, stop playing, man. I ain't never left, man. Shit. All I did was change clothes.
So I want to get right into it, man. How you feel about these rumors surrounding, Diddy and TD Jakes?
Man, what I think about it is this, when I grew up in the church, the sinners was not supposed to have the same atmosphere with the saints. You have to be able to separate the two. So I'm looking at him as a saint going to a party that ain't nothing but sin, drinking, maybe fornication, man on man, woman on woman, he on she. But maybe he there to lay some hands on somebody. Maybe he there to save some souls. I know he got a contract with Revolt, so I'm just like, it's just real strange that he would be found at any kind of Diddy party or any kind of place with Diddy unless it's in a business atmosphere. So now what he's doing is he's making, man, he making the Christians look real bad right about now.
And you been to these parties, right?
Oh yeah, I was there when he was doing the white parties in the Hamptons and the whole 9 yards. So I know what goes on at the parties. If, they probably got a little bit more freakier, as time went on, because they got to the point whereas that they didn't even care. It used to be secretly, where people used to go to, separate rooms and different rooms, and they wasn't doing that out in the public, but now they don't care. Men kissing men and all this other shit. That's just crazy.
So why do you think he was going to these parties?
I think that he's going to the Diddy parties, bruh. If he's going, we know he's going to the Diddy parties, and I know that it's, I know what usually happens at the Diddy party, or what we told us happened at the Diddy parties. Maybe he needs to see it for himself, man. Maybe he needs to go there and really be involved in some things that could help save some individuals while they going to those parties. Or maybe he just going to, man, it's hard to even talk about. Why would you find a religious man, when you know that the saints supposed to separate themselves from the sinners, and why would a religious man like himself be at a party which ain't nothing but sin that's going on, bro? When it's drinking, maybe fornicating, maybe, like I said, men on men, women on women. It's hard to put in perspective unless he's involving himself what is actually going on at the parties. It's hard, brother. Bruh, you can't, I really don't know why, as a spiritual advisor to him, that they buddy while he got a party with him like that and be at his parties. It's got to be, maybe it's something more that meets the eye. I don't know. I've had, I've talked to preachers and I've talked to reverends and priests, but they ain't never came to a party with me or nothing like that. So it's hard to figure that one out, bruh, without even saying, what people might be thinking. But I heard that there's supposed to be some tapes or something that's coming out real soon. And I guess we'll all really know the truth if anything's on those tapes.
From your point of view, right, when you look at TD Jakes, your point of view, your opinion, do you take him serious as a pastor?
Do I take him serious? That's not my type of pastor. You know, you got to look at a person's household. And if your household is not in order, you understand, how you going to help somebody else get their house in order? You know, one of his sons got arrested, you know, some years ago in Dallas, you know, allegedly for being found in a park where a bunch of people that are homosexuals hang out and indulge in sexual activity. And I heard his two sons, which are not his biological sons, both of them are from that LGBT community. Now, how you gonna help me straighten out my house? And to me, your house ain't in order. Not saying that something is wrong with them being and choosing that lifestyle, but something is wrong with them choosing that lifestyle, being in a household with a reverend.
Right. Is there any possible way that Diddy can bounce back from this, from your point of view?
Yes, he can. Should he? Probably not. Can he? Yes, he can. Because we have the Christian church in Black America. And Black America are suckers for a good redemption story. How many murderers went to the church, got baptized, started their own church, and began a new life? How many career criminals went to the church, got baptized, and started a new life? If Puffy is interested in the church, he could, without question, redeem himself through the church, because the Black church forgives everybody for anything. Let me say that again. The Black church forgives everybody for anything. If Puff Daddy goes and gets baptized, apologizes for all he's ever done, whether he's sincere or insincere, Black Christian America will give him another chance. He can come back, because people who are guilty of things that are almost as grotesque have also come back before him. Yes, he can come back if he baptizes himself, joins the church, and professes to be saved by Christ.
Speaking of the church, right, how you feel about TD Jakes? Because what caught my attention about him is, you know, it's a lot of people that have mixed feelings about him. You have some people that's a fan of his, and you have some people that feel like he's a fraud. But how you feel about him?
I'm not going to call him a fraud. I think I'm not a fan of TD Jakes, because I don't see TD Jakes doing enough to help Black America. That's really my only gripe with the man. As far as him being at the Puff Daddy freak-offs, clearly that is behavior unbecoming of a pastor. Clearly that is behavior unbecoming of a pastor. But he's not the first to do something like that. And he's not the last to do something like that. I mean, let's be honest. Every day we have pastors, Black and white, being exposed in this country, sleeping with minors, molesting kids, cheating on their wives, stealing from the church. It's no longer a shock to find out a pastor has been outed as being a closet homosexual or an abuser of children. It's no longer a shock. And that's sad. But my issue with TD Jakes is he makes too much money. His church brings in too much revenue for them not to have a school for our children, for them not to have a hospital for our children, for them not to have a bank for our families, for them not to have a supermarket to provide our people with good food. TD Jakes' church brings in too much revenue for him not to be a factor in the resurrection of Black America. That's my issue with TD Jakes.
Yeah, I mean, if he's making that kind of money, he should be doing more, you know, so I hear you on that, man. But I want to ask you, from your point of view, what do you think is going to happen to Diddy?
I don't know the answer to that, but here's what I do know. Sean Puffy Combs, from the white power structure perspective, is guilty of committing celebrity crimes while no longer being relevant to the white power structure. One thing we know about racism and black celebrities, when you are no longer a benefit to us, we no longer provide you with the protection you need to operate above the law. That went for Michael Jackson, that went for Prince, that went for Whitney Houston, that went for, it goes for all the celebrities, Bill Cosby, R. Kelly, now Sean Puffy Combs. This is why when LeBron James retires from the NBA, he's going to have to be more careful. You have to be more careful when you're no longer the man. You have to be more careful when you're no longer on top, because when you are no longer of earning potential for us, when we can no longer flip a quick dollar off you, we send you back to the plantation to be with the rest of the Negroes. You're no longer special. Get out the house, go back to the plantation. And when you back on that plantation with the rest of Black America, you will be treated and viewed just like the rest of Black America. Puffy might be shocked. Bill Cosby may have been shocked. R. Kelly may have been shocked. How dare you do this to me? Look at what I've done for you. I've remade hip hop for you. It doesn't matter, Puff Daddy. You ain't had a hit in years. You ain't been musically relevant to the white power structure in years. Puffy should have been more careful about his behavior, although none of us, including me, would ever condone or excuse domestic abuse. When you no longer matter to them, they no longer matter to you.
How do we even begin? See, this new concept of running to church every time you get our brand in trouble should end? It's disrespectful. Running to religion won't make us reset our score, baby.
Okay. Diddy did an Instagram post where, I don't know if you saw it, I'll play it, but it's basically him standing like on the beach or something with like all this crazy wind and stuff going, and it's narrated by TD Jakes. And the whole basis of the post is that he's weathering the storm. Did you, I want to play this to get your reaction to it, but yeah, I just wanted to get your thoughts and what you think the significance is of using TD Jakes for the narration of this post.
Not hysterical, not frantic, not anxious, not fretful, but steady in the storm. Looks bad, looks tough, but remain steady in the storm.
Yeah. I know a lot of people make fun of it and make fun of us for doing this, but one thing Grandma taught us as black kids growing up, that's just how we will start. When this weather, when shits come down, we run to the church. We run to the pastors. We run to religion. And we be praying to God and preachers and donating money. And we just convinced, or we are just brought up and trained that when the storm hits you, run to God. Run to prayer. It's unfortunate it takes stuff like that. When I went through my COVID situation, I was doing that. When I was facing my little jail time, I was in church every Sunday. I still go online and listen to church. I'm still a big believer. Haven't been going like I was going back then during that time. And there's no reason for me not to be, because I'm going to start back doing it. Find a good church home and be there. But Diddy knows that his time is short. I'm not saying that he's gonna get convicted or anything like that, but they coming. They coming. And they gonna send him through the ringer. And one thing about the government, they break you or they institutionalize you. Once, y'all tell me one black man, tell me one. There's a couple right now that hasn't eventually got broke down. Y'all hear the rumors. Y'all know what everybody say when Bill Cosby was talking about buying NBC, what they did to him. Jesse Jackson, when he was being powerful. How they broke him down. Michael Jordan. Magic Johnson. They break us down when they want to get us. They either take our money or institutionalize us. And that's in any track record, any of the track records that's out there. Y'all tell me one. Obama's about the only one that's still standing, that they haven't got, and they tried. They attempted. Ben Crump, somebody I really look up to and respect, but he only there for the money if it's a big lawsuit. I think that's where we fall short. I hope LeBron take his status and his background and do something positive with it once he retires from basketball, because I think he might have a voice, but that's unfortunate that it's the athletes that we have to do that to. Because we don't, as a black people, have that major leader among us that we can all go and look up to. So some of y'all would say Minister Farrakhan and all of that, but just because of, he can't do it. Just because of the religion part. But he's a great speaker and very educated man. But y'all tell me in the comment section, who could be that black leader that we can all go to go and try to talk for us? We don't have it, I don't believe. And T.D. Jakes is who he's electing to reach out to. That's his spiritual advisor. That's why he was at the parties. That's why he was on stage. Y'all remember that? And I like T.D. Jakes. I'm gonna be honest, I like him because, as y'all always hear me tell James, is don't follow the man, follow the word. When it comes to the Bible, I'm not talking about leaders and stuff like that. I'm talking about from the Bible. And so I like his teaching. I understand and comprehend his teaching. This pastor out here in California that's popular named Noel Jones. I even like Shanice O'Neal's husband, the way he preaches. So there's big name preachers that's out there that I can't think of his name like right now. It's a preacher that Jay Prince go to in Houston, West, Bishop West. That's so there's big preachers out there and good men out there, but that's the religion, that's the Bible. We're talking about leaders and stuff like that. But that's what I took from it. That's what I know was happening with Diddy, that he just got that from his grandma, got that from teaching. Is, hey, when it's raining, when shit's pouring on us, turn to God. I know a lot of y'all be like, oh, that's fake. That's okay. So I don't like talking about religion over here on Bomb First. I don't like talking about religion, politics. I shouldn't talk about sexual orientations, but y'all know I do. But those three things are hot topics that can either go either way with you, and have people really not like you or respect your opinion anymore based on that. So that's why I don't like to talk about it. But hey, I'm sorry. I'm a Christian and I'm a supporter of the Lord Jesus. He's my Savior. And so if you turn it off for me, tune out me, because I'm talking about religions and all that, I'm sorry. This is how I was raised and born. And it seems that's how Diddy was as well. And so that's why I would believe that he's changed to or taking words of advice from from Pastor T.D. Jakes. And so, yeah. And that bullshit that y'all seen on this church, people on the internet, boy, I tell y'all, the internet is undefeated. Where they showing this church empty and people in there and they like, oh man, I ain't never seen this church empty like that. Y'all know that was during COVID time. y'all, well, you motherfuckers on the internet, y'all some old motherfuckers. But peace bomb first.
What's your take on all this? You think Diddy can recover? Let us know in the comments.